Welcome in to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast, the only podcast that is always, I mean always, he means always, they mean always, you mean always, she means always, an instant classic.
Danny Dunn! Hi, Jake.
We will see you on the flippity dippity. Oh yeah.
Okay, what is going on, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Juggernaut Retro Reviews. And I am continuing with my WWE Judgment Day reviews for the month of May. And I might go run into June a little bit, but that's alright. So today I am talking about Judgment Day 2005, which was held on May 22nd, 2005 from Minneapolis, Minnesota. And it's held from the Target Center. The attendance for the show was 12,000. The buy rate for the show was 220,000. So it's a little less than It's a little less than Backlash 05, which was a Raw exclusive pay-per-view, and this is still a time when they were doing separate pay-per-views. So this was just a SmackDown branded pay-per-view. I'm gonna try to do this review pretty quick here. So let's go wasting time. Let's get started with this review. So the first match that kicks off the show is a tag team match for the WWE Tag Team Championships. We got M&M, Joey Mercury, and Johnny Nitro, with Melina in the corner, going up against Charlie Haas and Hardcore Holly. So M&M, I think they were, kind of still like a newer team and stuff. Like, I can't remember exactly when M&M became like an, exact tag team and stuff. But yeah, so Johnny Nitro, aka John Morrison, aka Johnny Mundo, whatever you want to call him. Johnny Elite, Johnny Impact, under his different monikers of his name. And of course, Joey Mercury, unfortunately he never really had much of a career. I mean, he had some, he had some pretty good matches with, one-on-one matches, like, had a pretty good feud with Hardy, in like 2006, or was it 07? I can't remember. It was one of those years. And then, he joined the Strike Society later on. He was good friends with CM Punk. And then, he late in his career, he was part of J&J Security and stuff. So, I mean, Joe Mercury, he wasn't too bad and stuff. I remember him more for, this right here with his M&M tag team with Joe Mercury, with Johnny Nitro. And so Charlie Haas and Hardcore Holly, this was kind of a weird pair, because the year prior they had it was a tag team match for the titles, and it was Charlie Haas and Rico going up against Hardcore Holly and Billy Gunn, which I feel like Hardcore Holly, he's just been like paired up with like weird tag teams, like very weird. Like the only person that really made sense that I tied up with was Crash. So I don't know, like he always floated around the tag team division, like kind of, when they had the hardcore title, he was around that also. But I feel like they didn't really know what to do with Hardcore Holly. They just wanted to keep him floating around the tag team division. But yeah, I thought this match was alright. I mean, it wasn't a bad match. It was decent. Just got the fans into the show here. Charlie Haas, he was really doing some really good work in this match, like really showing his athleticism and like doing some nice dives onto the outside of the ring, and like commentary was really hyping up Charlie Haas. Like Charlie Haas, he's a really good wrestler, but like the only thing that kind of held Charlie Haas back was that he never had much of a gimmick. That really, that's really what you need in professional wrestling. You need a gimmick. You need something to connect with the fans, and that's what Charlie Haas never had until like the end of his career, when he was doing like the whole personation and gimmicks. But no, I thought this was a pretty decent match here. Eminem ended up getting the victory by hitting the snapshot. It's like a they hit the snapshot. It's kind of like a DDT. Like it's different. It's a different finisher. But it was nice though. It wasn't a bad match. Good way to get, open the show. And then the next match we had was Carlito and Matt Morgan was in the corner of the Big Show. So the Blueprint Matt Morgan, which, Matt Morgan, he's more known for his days in Impact. Because I don't remember him much in WWE. I mean, so he debuted in 2002 on SmackDown. And, like, he went under, like, different, many different monikers also. And then, then he went back down to OVW and got repackaged as Matt Morgan. And he got repackaged as Matt Morgan and kind of like as Carlito's bodyguard, it's someone to protect Carlito and stuff. And a lot of these matches on the show are kind of like throwaway matches, like filler feuds, because in years prior they had the draft, like in like April and stuff, but they're waiting to do draft in June of 2005. Yeah, so some of these feuds, like, were just getting ready to, like, were filler until the draft happened. Yeah, but so we had Carlito and Big Show. This really wasn't much of a match here. I mean, Big Show was pretty dominant. The referee ended up getting taken out. Matt Morgan got involved. And Matt Morgan hit an F5 onto the Big Show and helped Carlito get the win. So Carlito won. I mean, there's not much to say. It's like a 5-minute match, nothing really special to say about this match here. I'm happy that they got Carlito the win. It's just unfortunate that, because Matt Morgan, he's a very charismatic guy. I think he's, for being a big guy, he's very good in the ring. But they just never really gave him his dues in WWE. And even Impact, Impact, he did a lot better stuff in Impact, won some tag team titles over there. But I'm surprised he never won the Impact World Championship, which is very surprising. I'm surprised he never won the TNA World title, but it just baffles me why he never won. Because, like I say, he had so much charisma, and he had a lot of talent, but I don't know. Next match we have is the WWE Cruiserweight Championship match. So Paul London, he was the Cruiserweight Champion. He was defending the title against Chavo Guerrero. So, kind of the storyline going into this was Chavo Guerrero was beating Paul London in these one-on-one matches where the title, really wasn't on the line. But when the title is on the line, then Paul London ends up winning. So, like, he got beat, like, in a one-on-one. I think maybe, like, he got counted out or something, or like, and then he lost in a tag team match. So I mean, yeah, so he was losing matches where the title was on the line. But I thought this match was alright here. Paul London, I never really saw him as a singles comparative guy. I more saw him when he tied up with Brian Kendricks, which I enjoyed that tag team. But Paul London, he was my favorite out of the tag team with Brian Kendricks. But I thought it was a solid match. Nothing crazy. Paul London won by the 450 splash. Chavo Guerrero was, of course, doing a lot of his cheating he does and stuff. But I think both guys had some really good chemistry. And, for the time they got, they did some pretty decent stuff. So I recommend, maybe checking this match out on the show, because Paul London, like I said, he is very underrated also. Very underrated wrestler, in my opinion. And then the next match we had was Booker T going up against Kurt Angle, which I forgot this feud even happened. Like, this was just like a mini feud, because Kurt Angle, he just got done having a feud with Michaels, and then it would get resumed when Kurt Angle got drafted to Raw. But so there was a whatchamacallit. There was a number one contenders match for the WWE Championship that he was going to be facing John Cena on SmackDown. And so Kurt Angle took a steel chair to Booker T and got Booker T eliminated. And it was an elimination match, okay? So Booker T got eliminated, and Booker T came back out, and he, gave a payback to Kurt Angle, so costed him from going to be facing John Cena. And then you kind of throw on, so like that's a feud in itself, you could just build up that. But then you add on Kurt Angle trying to like be very perverted with Charmel, and like want to have sex with her, and like do weird stuff. Like, it was very uncomfortable. The storyline was, and watching this promo. Like, yeah, this was, and this is pre PG era, okay, but this was about the time that they were we're 3 years before them turning PG. But still, like, this was very kind of uncomfortable, during this time that, what they were doing here. Like, besides all that stuff, with Kurt Angle trying to be, very weird and be perverted with Charmel, this was a good match. Both these guys have very good chemistry. Another thing, there's another thing I have wrong with the match. The ending, I don't like really how the match ended by a roll-up, like by a small package. Because the referee hit the 3 count, but it looks like Kurt Angle kicked out, but like, and even commentary was confused. Like, oh, I think Kurt Angle kicked out, and like, what happened? Like, I don't think he had his shoulder downs, and did he actually kick out or not? But yeah, the referee counted 3 for Booker T, so Booker T ended up winning this match, which kind of makes sense, to have him this as a little mini feud win here. And do for his wife Charmel. And then after the match, we had Kurt Angle. He tried to go beat up Charmel and handcuff her, but Booker T ended up stopping Kurt Angle and putting Kurt Angle in the handcuffs on tied to the ropes. So then Kurt Angle got beat up by Booker T for a little bit, and then Charmel started slapping Angle in the corner, and then Kurt Angle got low blow by Charmel, and that was that. Basically, I best said Carmella. Charmel, she got her revenge on Kurt Angle for what he was doing. But yeah, like I said, besides all that other stuff going on with Kurt Angle being very perverted, like I said, this was decent. And both these guys have very good chemistry. So yeah, good stuff here. And then the next match we had was Orlando Jordan defending the United States Championship against Hayden Reich. Yeah, Hayden Reich really went nowhere. And I think I even mentioned it in some of my past retro reviews that Hayden Reich really never went anywhere. Like, even with that feud he had with The Undertaker. This is a skippable match. I really don't recommend checking this match out. And this is when they, turned Hayden Reich face. And, like, I think he got, like, a pinfall victory over Orlando Jordan. That's how he earned this match here. There really wasn't much of a feud behind this match. And Orlando Jordan just wins off a DDT, which I was surprised it ended by a DDT. Like, you never really see matches these days, like, end by simple moves, which... I mean, I kind of liked it, simple DDT. And Orlando Jordan, he really didn't really go far in WWE. And, Hayden Reich was just doing this weird storyline where he was, or like doing this like weird character where he was like looking for a friend, because like I said, he just turned face. And he picked a kid out in like, in the crowd who was from Minneapolis, this little girl. That was going to be Hayden Reich's friend. Yeah, like I said, wasn't a big fan of this. I think you guys should skip over this match, in my opinion. Not a very good match here. And then the next match we had was Rey Mysterio going up against Eddie Guerrero. Great match. I enjoyed this match so much. I enjoyed this feud like from 2005, and like both these guys have really good chemistry with each other. Like, the whole storyline behind this was like really good. And even I really couldn't take. I really couldn't boo Eddie Guerrero as a heel because nobody really could, because Eddie Guerrero still got a lot of cheers. He got so many cheers still, even though he was a heel. But no, this was a good match here. And something that kind of baffles me is that Eddie Guerrero at all these pay-per-views, he never got the win. Like, I mean, yeah, because he lost by disqualification here, which is, like I said, I'm surprised that they never gave Eddie Guerrero the win, which, didn't really hurt Eddie Guerrero, because, he's going to be Eddie Guerrero. He's going to bounce back from his loss no matter what. And they're still going to give him a good push. But yeah, I was surprised. So this is 2 years in a row where Eddie Guerrero got disqualified, because the year prior he got disqualified against JBL in the WWE Championship match. But yeah, so we had like Rey Mysterio, the whole storyline behind it. So like Rey Mysterio and Eddie, they were being good friends. They knew each other so well, and then they were doing a tag match, and Eddie Guerrero, he just started changing. He didn't want to get tagged in. He let Rey get beat up. Again, I can't remember who they were facing now. But yeah, he let Rey get beat up, and then saying, basically, Eddie was saying basically it's all his fault, why they've been losing, and like saying basically Eddie Guerrero saying that he's Rey is worthless and all that. But no, back onto the match. This match was really good. I enjoyed it. Eddie Guerrero had a lot of, he was dominating most of this match. It was kind of slow match at the beginning, but then these two really picked it up at the end. A lot of brawling on the outside of the ring. I like when Rey Mysterio hit the 619 on the ring post on the outside of the ring. That was nice. Excuse me. That was a nice spot in the match. Yeah, this was, like I said, both guys have really good chemistry and like really good psychology in the ring. Like, if you never seen these Eddie Guerrero and Rey Mysterio matches, go on to WWE Network or go on to Peacock, whatever you guys have. Go on to it and go check out these matches, or go check them out on DVD, whatever you have. Because, like I said, both guys, great matches. I really love their SummerSlam match a lot. That's one of my favorite matches from them. Or even go back to their WCW match. So go start there. Go watch some of their WCW stuff. I definitely like to go watch their Halloween Havoc match. But yeah, solid match here. Like Rey Mysterio at the end, he was getting ready to go for a 619. And then he's going for the see the senton, but Eddie Guerrero got the steel chair and whacked Rey Mysterio with it. And that's how Rey Mysterio won by DQ. And that was that. And then they, definitely, planted the seeds to keep continuing this feud, on to like Great American Bash. Was it in June or July? In July. And then, August have it at SummerSlam. But yeah, it's all stuff here. And then we had the main event for the WWE Championship. We had John Cena defending the title against John Bradshaw Layfield, JBL, in an I Quit match. Now, so back at Mania, John Cena beat JBL for the WWE Championship. And, Cena, finally made it to the top of the mountain here. Fans are still behind Cena at this point. He's not getting these boos yet. And JBL, he wants his rematch, and he said, and like they're on, in the promo that they were doing to hype up this match, JBL, he was still carrying around the old WWE Championship, the Undisputed Championship, and saying that the reason why he carries that around because he never quit. He always fought and stuff and never quit. And then Cena came out saying, yeah, you did never quit. So he said that we need to have another match where it's no rules, no disqualifications, no submissions. It's like an I Quit match. So, I Quit matches can go either way. It could be really good or it could be really bad. And this was probably one of my favorite I Quit matches. Like, if you've never seen this I Quit match, just stop what you're doing, pause the video, stop what you're doing, and go check out this I Quit match. Because I think this is, like, in the top 5 I Quit matches. Maybe top 3. I don't know. It's up there. But, like, yeah, this was not a bad I Quit match. I really enjoyed what they were doing here. And Cena, he got really bloody in this match. Like, in the year prior, when JBL was facing Eddie, like, Eddie got really bloody. So, yeah, but I think this is the most I've ever seen, like, Cena bleed. Like, because he was, like, just pouring like a fountain here. Like, I think Triple H, he's the guy that really bleeds a lot, but John Cena, he was bleeding like a fountain quite a bit. Like, he was gushing blood. Even they were doing some pretty nice spots in this match. And I also like, how in this I Quit match where, the referee wasn't doing all the, asking, say, do you quit? Do you quit? Every second. Like how we get in I Quit matches these days. Like, that's why I'm really not a big fan of I Quit matches these days. I mean, even that, the match we just got at WrestleMania Backlash with Ronda and Charlotte. Like, sometimes you really couldn't hear what when they were saying that they didn't quit on on the microphone. But no, this is like you could really hear it very well. They were doing some nice stuff. I like when JBL, he went flying into a TV. He went into like a TV that they had. Even got JBL even got like choked by some wires or by some like cables that they had laying around ringside. But the ending came when John Cena John Cena, I like John Cena's entrance they had for him. He came out like on a big semi, and there was like this mixer that was mixing John Cena's song. So I thought that was pretty cool. But no, they were up around the stage, and Cena was, ruining JBL's car. JBL was getting beat up on his limo, and then Cena grabbed the exhaust pipe off of the semi, and like they had this like glass, or they had this like glass barrier or like thing on the stage. And Cena was threatening to push JBL through it, like with the exhaust pipe, and said, "Hey, he was threatening to pump through it." And then that's when JBL said, "I quit." So JBL quit, and then Cena still ended up doing that, which is kind of dumb, Like why still put him through it, or like why not put him through it in the first place before they quit? And then ask them if they quit after. But like this was like pre when WWE. I mean, later on we would see more happen. Like especially at Over the Limit 2010, when Cena was getting ready to attitude adjustment, Batista off the stage, and Batista says, "I quit before it even happened," and Cena still did it. So I mean, this wasn't being overdone as much, but. And we even saw that WrestleMania Backlash where Charlotte didn't quit, and then Ronda Rousey locked in the hold longer, or put the hold in deeper with the steel chair, and she was like, "Okay, I quit," and then yeah, so like I said, it wasn't overdone as much, here in 2005. And then Cena had the spinner belt at this point also. And then, so they got rid of the Undisputed Championship, which I was a big fan of the Undisputed Championship. And I knew a lot of the wrestlers, on a lot of documentaries I saw, like with the Ruthless Aggression and like the attitude, or yeah, more with the Ruthless Aggression. And like the Cena documentary. A lot of wrestlers backstage weren't a fan of the spinner belt. Like the older guys, they just didn't like it. It looked too much like a toy, which I do agree. Well, I mean, we had that spinner belt there for a while. It's cool. I mean, it helps a lot of sales on WWE shopping for like the kids and stuff. Like, and like, I definitely agree with all the wrestlers. It did look like a toy, but it got the sales up and stuff. And WWE is a big public company, and they're trying to make money at the end of the day. Yeah, we had that title for like 8 years, which is crazy. But yeah, Cena retained here. Cena retained the WWE Championship. Solid match. Like I said, one of the best I Quit matches ever. Like I said, either top 3. I think it's top 5. It's either top 5 or top 3. Yeah, I definitely recommend checking the show out for this match here, for the main event with Cena and JBL. For Rey Mysterio and Eddie Guerrero, definitely check out that. And then check out the Booker T and Kurt Angle. Better than that, everything else was just okay on here. Like, a lot of the matches on the show were very throwaway, very what's wrong? Like I said, very throwaway and very filler feuds. But yeah, this was your Judgment Day 05 review. Go ahead and if this is your first time ever checking out my channel, please smash that subscribe button. That really helped me out a lot. Also, follow me on all my social media platforms. On Twitter at the True JSB. Also, go subscribe to the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast. The only podcast that is always an instant classic. I mean always, you mean always, she means always, he means always. An instant classic. Yeah, so go subscribe to Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast. And go follow all of the Instant Classic Wrestling Podcast social media. And go over to Pro Wrestling Tees. And also go subscribe to the TAG Podcast. Their link will be down below also. So, and also, give a like, give a dislike, whatever you want to do. Either way, more preferably give it a like, give my video a like here. Also, go share the video. And also hit that post notification bell to be notified every time I just screwed that up. Don't forget to hit that post notification bell to be notified every time I make a new video. So you don't have to wonder, when's Juggernaut making a new video? Well, you already know when, because you'll be notified. But yeah, this is your boy Juggernaut saying peace out. And my next video that I will be doing is my Double or Nothing 2022 predictions. So stay tuned for that. But this is your boy Juggernaut. And I'll talk to you guys in my next video. So peace out.